What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. We are back with episode 6, so welcome everybody in. In the last episode, we went through the menagerie of the palace, which is where essentially it's menagerie means zoo, so it's the Azad Zoo, where they keep all the animals. And we encountered basically just one type of animal, which was like a vulture. It would have been cool if they had more animals, but obviously this is an old game. But potentially in the remake, they could definitely add some more animals into the game. It'd be interesting to see if they make any kind of changes in that aspect. But welcome back, everybody. In this episode, we are heading through the baths. We made it through the menagerie in one episode, but I suspect the baths are going to be a little bit longer. From what I remember, there was quite a few sections to the baths, so we might do this in 2 episodes. We'll see. But yes, before we hit off the episode and continue, I just want to say thank you guys, everyone who's new, for joining us in another episode and kind of following the series. We've gotten some new viewers in, so thank you guys for joining and welcome. But yeah, if you guys enjoy watching this series and you're a fan of the Prince of Persia series, I'd love to know, so let me know down in the comments, like if you played this, what drew you into the video, and if you're excited and gonna be playing the new one when it comes out. I'd love to know all that sort of stuff, so please do let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy this video, please do leave a like, and if you want to be notified when new episodes come out. A new episode comes out on this channel every week, same time every week. I've got a schedule going, so this for me is released on the Saturday morning, which might be a Friday evening for you guys if you're in America. So yeah, it'll be released the same time every week until we get through the game. But we're going to be playing through the entire trilogy, so if you guys are excited for that, please do stick around and hit the subscribe button if you want to get notified on when those new episodes come out. But yeah, rather than talking about all that sort of stuff, let's get into the episode. We must progress, and I remember not liking this next section. Hold on. This is movable. I remember dying a lot in this next section.
I'll see where it leads.
Hey, you're never coming out. Okay. I assume this goes here, right? I don't know if this opens. Ah, yes. I remember being hit by this. Wait, hold on. Let me check to make sure that there's nothing else in here first before we continue. I didn't actually check. Now, there is something cool that I'd like to announce to you guys. Kind of announce. I came across a way to access the game files in Blender. It was actually completely by chance. I wasn't even looking for it, but I came across an extraction application that someone had created that allows me to kind of pull out the game files. So what I'm thinking I might do is, over on my second channel, which is my developer channel, is just kind of go through some of the files and just kind of show you guys the behind the scenes of how they were made, what they look like, and maybe I might even create some renders of the environment with updated technology and stuff. I could even go about doing some updated models and stuff as some kind of cool tutorial. So if you guys are interested in any of those sorts of videos, please do head over to my other channel and stay tuned for that episode, because it wasn't an expected... careful. It wasn't an expected find, but I think it'd be cool to do a video on it. So yeah, if you guys are interested, please do head over to that channel and check it out. Alright, let's not die. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Oh. I feel like I need to count whenever I do these. just otherwise really bad at timing the jump. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, it worked. Oh, we got some enemies. And jump. Roll. Alright, we're good.
I'm up here.
Now, one thing I noticed when I was going through the game files myself, which is actually really interesting, is the water, not the water that's flowing, but the water on the ground. I was, oh, there's a sword up there. Okay, we gotta get that sword. You see the water on the ground, how it's kind of pixelated? It's almost like the resolution is low. I figured out why that is, and I'll explain it to you after the fight. What you got? Oh, thank you, Farah. Perfect. We'll take that guy, and we'll take her. Boom! Oh, she almost hit me. Oh, yes! That's right. So when I was editing the last episode, I was wondering why I was getting hit. Like, when I was fighting the bugs. Oh, thank you. When I was fighting the bugs, I felt like the bugs didn't actually hit me, but I still got hit. I figured out what actually happened. Turns out Pharaoh can actually hit me with her arrows, so... Oh, dodge. So we need to kind of watch out, because every time I got hit, it was because I was between her and the enemies. So if I stand this side, right, in theory I shouldn't get hit. Ah, you see? Thank you, Farah. Now, let me know in the comments, is it Farah or Farah? I'm not actually sure. The spelling is F-A-R-A-H. Oh, you surrounded me. Oh, he protected her. I'm noticing that these pillows on the floor, I don't think they're in the PlayStation 2 version. So there's like a couple of little extra 3D details in the environment, which is kind of interesting to take note of, because the way that they add the details are easily subtractable, right? Like, I've noticed some of the details on the walls. Okay, hold on. Oh! Just gonna concentrate. Woo! Alright. Yeah, you see the effect? See how it was pixelated when it was near the water? It looks fine, but when they step with the water, things get pixelated. I realized why that is. Now, I'll explain to you in a moment. I think it's the last guy. You see the effect? And he's also pixelated. Perfect. So when I was going through the game files, I noticed that the water on the floor...
I saw it from the ledge.
Oh yes, the sword. Although I wouldn't know that because I haven't been up there yet. But yes. So the water on the floor, there's a model. It's basically just a flat plane in the game files, but it doesn't have a material applied to it. It is just kind of blank, which tells me that the plane itself is a placeholder and they are running a shader to create these ripples that is done purely in the game engine, right? Which is also why you can see the pixels, because it must be some kind of effect that's done during the rasterization process, but they've capped the resolution of the effect. So it's handled probably on the graphics card, but they've capped it. So now that we're playing the game on a higher resolution, we can actually see more pixels, so we can kind of notice. But I think that's really cool because the water itself, it distorts, and we get a little bit of ripples and stuff. It looks pretty decent considering. And we're also getting some level of refraction, as you can see, kind of down where the prince's pants are. How it kind of just misaligns slightly, like it's refracting. But yeah, well, you can also see it on Farah. You can see it better on Farah. Her legs are just cut off. It's like when you put a spoon in a glass of water and it looks like it's bent. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool little detail.
Look,
wait, what'd you just do?
at the end of those 3 doors, there's some kind of lever.
Okay, yeah. We might as well save it. Alright. So, push this in. Okay, so that's for the inner door. And then, was this for the outer door? Oh. Also, I wonder what this writing says. I don't remember seeing this in the PlayStation version. So this must be like another kind of addition because we've got more graphics capabilities on the PC.
You did it! Hurry, before it closes.
I did do it. I am. Look how clever I am. Oh yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Did you see that? I'll explain what I saw. So, you see the shadow on the ground where this lever, I guess, hand crank thing is? Notice how its color, or rather its, how dark it is different to the prince's shadow. So, I noticed when we were turning this, you can, probably can't turn it now, yeah. It kind of pixelated. It was as if it was being rasterized, after the fact. So at a diagonal, it was a bit, different. Now, that could be for 2 reasons. Now, I don't think it's baked lighting. I think that is real lighting, but it's, just lower resolution. So there might be a volume or something that is creating the shadow, or it might actually just be a texture that's projected onto the floor. Because as you can see on just like the little lip on the edge, at the base, it does dip down at that point. So this will be something cool to investigate when I investigate the levels, right? We can kind of see, how did they do that? Was it actually really real shadow? Is there a part of the model there that's actually textured to look like a shadow? Because as you can see underneath the prince, he's got a shadow, and it seems to be pretty crisp and dynamic. So that tells me that it is a real shadow.
The water. It's going
Same with
down.
Farah. We got the yeah. We got the water. Okay. Yeah. So Farah's shadow and my shadow. We can see it. Now when I jump, it fades away. So that tells me that the projector doesn't project very far for the shadow. But this is a useful kind of interesting. I would say interesting. I'm going to say semi-essential thing to know about platforming games.
That door doesn't look so strong. Do you think you can smash it with your sword?
Who do you think I am? Rustam?
Apparently not. Oh, that's what the sword is up there, isn't it? We have to get the stronger sword. Means we can attack the wall, break it. But yeah, the shadow beneath the player, beneath the prince, and also beneath Farah, is a technique called blob shadowing. It's used to essentially give the player some additional information that... oh, is that?
Are you
Not
alright?
unlocked.
Yes.
Oh. Wait, what? Oh, 1 second. Am I missing that by... I was. Okay. But yes, the shadow beneath the player, it's projected directly down for a reason. That's not done just for simplicity's sake. Like, you would think with the flame being right next to the prince, it would project a shadow back onto the wall, right? But we don't see that. It's directly beneath him, and only beneath him. And the reason why, that actually comes from the... Yeah, we want to move sideways, yeah. It comes from a kind of useful and somewhat necessary thing to include in platforming games, which is called a blob shadow, which is a projected shadow directly beneath the player that tells the player where the character currently is in 3D space, allowing you to judge your jumps in a platforming sense. So if you jump from one place to another, the moment you see your shadow appear on a platform in front of you, you know that if you stop holding forward on your controller or on whatever input device, you will land on the platform. And that's really important because in a 3D game like this, it's actually still two-dimensional to your eyes. You don't have proper depth perception. So you can't make that judgment with your eyes alone. So having that additional information allows you to kind of judge a distance of a jump and be able to kind of not hold forwards for too long or hold it longer if you need to in order to judge that distance of that jump. So it's almost an essential and key part to platforming puzzle designs because of the limitation of the screen. So, I mean, that's some useful information to know if you're ever going to create a puzzle platforming type of game yourself. The term itself, I'm pretty sure, comes from probably Mario. It might not be, it might be a different game. But it's called a blob shadow because originally it was just a simple circle that was placed beneath the player. That was probably just black to kind of look like a shadow, but it wasn't as detailed as you see currently in this game. But yeah, that's essentially the purpose it held, was to help judge your jumps. I think it's Crash Bandicoot 4, the latest Crash Bandicoot game that's currently out. I think it's called About Time. Is that what the game's called? They changed the blob shadow to not be a shadow at all, but it's actually part of the UI. It's like a yellow circle, almost. And that's always present beneath the player whenever you're jumping. And that essentially acts as the same thing, but rather than being a diegetic kind of aspect to the game that kind of like keeps you immersed, it's instead incorporated through the UI. Okay, so we have to push this through that hole. So yeah, so I don't know if that's information that's interesting to anyone, but I think that's pretty cool information to have, especially because the types of games that I aim to make are just like this game and other puzzle platforming. I really enjoy playing these sorts of games, so I definitely want to make some. Oh yeah. You see how I held forward? I think I said in the last episode, if you're falling from a higher height and you just hold forward in the direction you're facing, the prince will do a roll. When I remember playing through this the first time, I would constantly take damage from that fall. So learning that later was would have helped. Oh, hold on, hold forward. Yeah, you see? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh no! That was too high. Alright, hold on. I need to concentrate with this. I suck with this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey. I think I have to go back as well. Alright, we're through. I forgot what I was talking about. I really like the detail when it comes to the platforming that if you're in water, it stops you from being able to. Oh, whoopsies. Alright, just in case we mess up and we die, we can start from here. Yeah, I like the little addition to the platforming where you can't run up a wall because your feet are wet, so you gotta work out a way around that with just some additional steps. I like that sort of aspect to the platforming where you have you add into the platforming some additional, I don't know what you call it, like limitations, and just by adding in that limitation you can start to create some interesting new kinds of puzzles. That's something that I've been focusing on a game that I'm currently designing. Hold on, I'm not walking. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, something that I've been focusing on in one of my own game projects that I'm currently designing, which will be my next Devlog series after this Mission of Mercy series, so definitely stay tuned for that. Now, where the heck do I go? Over here. I like how we slowly build up the platforming capabilities as well. So we, in the first not even 5 minutes of the game, we established simple climbing mechanics. We established the falling of the platforms that we might grip on. Then later we learnt that we can. I think it was actually the second episode where we did it for the first time, was like swinging on poles. Of course, wall running was the one of the first elements that we learnt, because it's the coolest and funnest part of the game. But then we learnt that we can't wall run upwards if we're in the water. We're gaining a sword to be able to break through barriers. So we get to unlock new areas. We get to grab boxes. So it's like this slow kind of natural progression throughout the game where we gain new abilities to, well, not gain new abilities, but we kind of are presented with new challenges to progress through different puzzles. And it's done in a way that's not overwhelming, right? It's kind of manageable. I don't have to think about too many crazy things. Same with the these trap things as well. Okay, now I always suck at these, but it goes 180 degrees, so when it swings to the left-hand side, we run. Nope. We run. We don't walk. We run. Swing. What? Why? Oh, hold on. Why did he why did he snap to jumping on that? That was so weird. Look, it's definitely the video game. It has nothing to do with the player. You know what? I'm just gonna cheat. Screw your puzzle. Going on the offensive. Oh, I don't have the backup of Farah. Oh, actually, I just realized why they did that. Alright, so I'm gonna have to fight these guys without her help. Oh, shit! And the reason why I'm fighting them without her help is to establish her usefulness, like how her aid helps in the fights. Right? They do this in a lot of games where they'll strip you of your abilities towards the end to kind of be like, see, you got too used to having your abilities, so we're going to take it away from you so that you value it more. But it also does a second thing, right? It makes the game difficulty higher in that moment because you've grown used to having access to those abilities. But now that it's taken away from you, it makes the game more difficult just from its absence. So it's a clever way of establishing more difficulty by not increasing the enemy's strength or anything like that, but just simply playing around with what already exists. And then when you reintroduce your abilities, it makes you feel stronger again. It makes you feel like you're progressing. So in a way, stripping your abilities helps make the game harder, and then regaining those abilities brings you back to where you were, but it feels like you progressed. Which I think is a clever way of managing like not only difficulty but also the rewarding aspect of the gameplay. Alright, you see what we're learning there? Aye, watch yourself, mate. We're learning to jump between each bad guy as we fight. As a different strategy. Oh, yeah. So when we fight these guys, we switch between them. Because they block us when we jump over them. He blocks us. Alright. But if we deal 2 hits to him first and then we hit him with the 3rd one, then we so by jumping between them, I suppose it's the strategy you need to employ to take them down without them blocking. But I think we've come to the end of this episode. Since we now have a place to save, I think we'll end the episode here. We hit the half-an-hour mark. But if you guys enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like. If you I'd really like to know if you guys enjoy the kind of details and information I bring you guys from the game developer aspects of, like, from my own experience. Whether you guys enjoy that or not, or whether it's you just want me to get on with the game. I'd be interested to know. The reason why I like to talk about that sort of stuff is for a couple of reasons. One, it's something I'm interested in, and it's kind of a different take that I can kind of uniquely bring to the gameplay playthrough experience that not all not necessarily all people who do these sorts of videos can necessarily bring to the table. So I think it's interesting for people if they want to learn about it to be able to gain something different from my channel. But also some games have a little bit of dead space between like kind of story elements and stuff. So it can be good to kind of fill up the silence and maybe the boring bits with some dialogue. But I don't know. That's just my kind of my vibe for it. So I'd be interested to get your guys' feedback on that. If you guys enjoy that, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, we're gonna end it here, and we're gonna be back in the next episode to continue through the baths. I'm surprised that where we got up to. There might be 3 episodes in the baths. I remember the baths being like a long section, so we might be here for a little bit longer than I thought. So yeah, but we'll be back in the next episode to continue making our way through the baths, and potentially the episode after that. So yeah, but until next week, which is when the episodes release. It's on a Saturday that I release the episodes, or if you're in America. I believe it'll probably be the Friday evening for you guys. Saturday morning for me, Friday evening for you guys, potentially. Yeah, but they release the same time every week. So if you guys are interested in watching this whole series, please do hit the subscribe button so you're notified when those episodes come out. And I also have a second series, which I actually think is slightly more entertaining than this series might be for some of you guys. It's with me and my best friend. We're playing through Way Out, which is a prison break game, and it has been one of the funnest games to play for this channel, because there's just so much back and forth banter and just funny aspects playing with my friends that I think you guys will really enjoy it. There's a lot of hilarious moments that kind of come up in that series. So if you guys are interested, definitely head over and check out that episode after this one. I think we'll be up to episode 5. Episode 6 will be coming out 3 days from this release. So if you guys are interested in that series, please do check it out, leave a like, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, we're going to end it here, and we'll be back next week with another installment of Prince of Persia. So definitely stay tuned, and until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.